That's that bullshit. What's up, Tori and Rain? Hey, you jumping ahead of me, my brother. He said, "Caution is when have they not been against each other?" I, that's that's what we getting at, brother. We got to get there. Oh, shit, it's starting to rain a little bit. I'm out here on my porch. I'm out here so I can smoke a blunt. It's starting to come down again. Goddamn, LA, what's up with all this motherfucking rain? Shit. Seattle, Los Angeles in this bitch. Some positive influence. Yeah, come on in here. I ain't gonna be here all night. I gotta hit these streets when I'm done. I'm coming on late night. What if it ain't late? So Shamari, I gotta talk some shit with y'all and go out and hit these streets tonight. Y'all know my schedule. In at 2 in the morning, awake at 6 in the morning. Or in at 12, up at 5. What's up, the Atavis? What's up, positive influence? Hey, Baltimore bully, you ain't bullying too many people with those jokes. Make them funnier. Who's it? Seven May with us, Jordan. Salute everybody up here. Essentials with Emmanuel. We got a whole lot of Emmanuels. You got an Emmanuel with 2 M's and an Emmanuel with 1 M. Next up, Jesus gonna be up in this bitch. Shit. What's up, her going? And get my tickets to the Comedy Chateau. The link is in my Instagram, is in my bio. Miles, if y'all can put that in there. The Comedy Chateau, April 29th. Me and Larry getting down again. Freeze Love is gonna be on stage. Y'all ain't seen Freeze on stage in a minute. Come on out and see my man Freeze Love on stage. Some Travion Lamont. But yeah, y'all see the title. Are white folks turning in on each other? Tori and Rain got the comment of the day, and it's the first comment that was left. When have they ever not turned on each other? And that's what we want to talk about tonight. It's been a lot going on in the news this month of April. And for those of you who are aware, hold on one second, let me light this blunt. All right. So, for those of you unaware, it's been a lot going on. And April is a white supremacist holy month between Dr. King being killed in April and Hitler's birthday being on 420. This is a month that they carry out a lot of their bullshit. And this year in particular, we were seeing a lot of stuff because a lot of things are unraveling in this nation. We're seeing a destruction, an internal destruction of a civilization. When you bring in people like Donald Trump and Joe Biden to be your presidents, I mean, not to say the other presidents were innocent, because Lord knows every single president we've ever had in this country has been a degenerate, including Obama. They all degenerates, all of them, all of them. The least degenerate president was probably Jimmy Carter, and they only gave his ass one term. He was probably a degenerate too. That's all that shit he got going over in Africa. But when you get to the level of a Donald Trump and then a Joe Biden, just look at the children's pictures. Every time Joe Biden is near children, look at the baby's facial expressions. Anytime Joe Biden's around, it's like the kids be cringing like, ugh, get them away from me. The kids be cringing when Joe Biden is around. And that's because he's weird. So between the Trump and the Biden presidency, we've entered the time of Caligula, the Roman Empire. When Caligula got to be the head of the empire crumbled in on itself because of debauchery and degeneracy. And that's where we are right now in the history of the United States. We've entered the Caligula period of this country. And I think when they look back on historically in 300 years on the fall of the American empire, these times that we're in right now, just I have a feeling, and again, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen 200 years from now, but I have a feeling that 200 and 300 years from now, 1,000 years from now, this particular period in American history is going to be studied the same way we study the fall of the Greek and the Roman empires. And so that's where we are right now. And the thing that's always, for the last 200 years in America, 300 years, the thing that's stopped white people, white society from being violent towards one another is their centralized hate of us. But us being a common enemy, us being a central rallying point for their hate, that can only last for so long. At some point, you got to deal with yourself. You have to deal with one another. So there are two things I want to cover tonight. And there's more going on, but I'm just going to focus on two. And the two things is the murder of the Cash App CEO and the little white kid that exposed those government secrets on Discord. So what's happening is, let's start off with the Cash App CEO. Come to find out, another tech person stabbed him to death. And they're saying that he got into an altercation with this person before the stabbing. What did I say the day homie got stabbed to death? I said it's probably over some gay lover shit. Because stabbing is usually personal. Usually when you stab somebody, that's some emotional response. Especially, anytime you're talking about some random shit on a, or some crazy dude, when you that goddamn rich walking around town, ain't nobody randomly, no. If you getting stabbed, it's somebody that you knew. Somebody whose heart that you broke in some kind of way. So we see this very wealthy man getting stabbed on the streets of San Francisco. White on white violence in a white city, white crime, white criminals, white death, with all the fucking money in the world. What's up, Big Pontiac? Yeah, they was arguing. They was arguing because I'm sure it was some dick bussy activity involved. Sounds like that to me. Two dudes arguing over some stuff ain't gonna just stab each other like that. That motherfucker that did some stabbing, that motherfucker's heart was broken. That's some nigga whose heart was broken. That's what that was. Why? Yes, white on white Terry Ranger said it white on right, high class versus high class. And we know why these high class people ain't got no class. What they considered high class. So you got that dynamic going on. At the same time, you got another white supremacist who leaked confidential government secrets about the United States military and the United States government agencies spying on North and South Korea and all kinds of other countries. And if you notice, the media tried to spin it and say the person worked with Russia. And the dude was like, no, no, no. Go look up. There's an article in the Washington Post. I started to talk to y'all about this on my computer so I could put up the article, but I wanted to sit outside and smoke my blunt, so fuck it. But there's an article, the Washington Post revealed it, and the white dude who leaked all the information, his homeboy is squealing like a motherfucker. His homeboy is snitching, and the media is trying to say, this is something to do with Russia. And his homeboy's like, man, this ain't got a goddamn thing to do with Russia. Going back to what we're talking about, Raho, the white supremacist racial holy war. What's going on? The person that leaked those documents didn't say that they were influenced by Russia or any outside entity. He said, according to his homeboy in the Washington Post, he leaked those documents because he didn't like the way the United States government responded in Ruby Ridge and Waco, Texas. Ruby Ridge, refresh my memory, folks. I remember being in elementary school and Ruby Ridge happened. That was either 1990 or 91. I just remember being in elementary school when that shit happened, and my grandmama being alive, and me having a jolly old good time because I was with my grandmama. And I remember watching the whole Ruby Ridge standoff at my grandmother's house, enjoying myself. Rest in peace, grandmother. But I remember watching that with my grandmother thinking, what is wrong with these white people? You know how like all these old black entertainers been telling us, I'm a millennial. I don't know what age you guys are, but I'm a millennial. And one thing they told us millennials was, racism ain't going to be the same when you get older because you guys have hip hop, and hip hop unites white and black, and it unites everybody. So when your generation gets old, millennials, when you guys are in your 40s, it's going to be a metropolitan, everybody gets along kind of world. If you're a millennial or Generation X and you heard that, press the number one right now, please. If you were in your young years, you heard it's going to be different because all of the racist people are old. They're old. And when you get old, millennial, racism won't exist. Didn't y'all hear that? I know I heard it. We in 2023, and what are these niggas doing? They telling the kids the same bullshit that adults told us. You got someone that's a millennial in our age range. Matter of fact, he might even. How old was that person that leaked those Discord documents? I think he's a millennial. I'm 90% sure. You got somebody who either wasn't around or was too young to know shit when Ruby Ridge happened. Yet he's striking the government over Ruby Ridge. 21. Oh, maybe he's 21. He's Gen Z. Yeah, he's Gen Z, 21. He wasn't even born when Ruby Ridge happened. What year did Ruby Ridge happen? Was that 90, 91, sometime around there? All I remember was trying to watch. I was with my grandmother, and we was watching Sally Jesse Raphael. And they were like, we interrupt Sally Jesse Raphael for this news coverage. And then they went to some place called Ruby Ridge. I was like, man, I was trying to figure out Y'all remember back in the days when like Sally Jesse would have like clan members on, and they'd be like, "I hate niggers," and then people, it'd be some old coon ass black woman in the audience. Why do you hate us? You should love us. And then be some coon nigga. I work. I got the job. I love people. Why don't you love me? I remember the episodes of Sally Jesse Raphael back in the 90s. It was one of them episodes of Sally Jesse Raphael, and they interrupted for a news break. And here it is, these crazy ass crackers on Ruby Ridge about to start some shit. And this motherfucker, 21 years old. There may be people asking me, Ruby Ridge was white people. Waco, Texas was white people. DeWan. What does that have to do with white supremacy? It sounds like white on white crime to me. Let's go. Let's go there. White supremacists, before they ever come to us, because rest assured, they very extremely rarely come to us in a directly harmful fashion. They fuck each other up when they feel that another one of them ain't on code the way they think they should be on code. And they do all of that stuff in preparation for the racial holy war, the RAHOA, the racial holy war. Because they feel in their minds that they need the best of the best and to be sharp whenever it's time to take us out. So they feel whenever the government is intruding on them, they will fight the government. They will fight other white people. They will fight their own mama. And people that subscribe to that white supremacist ideology often point to Ruby Ridge and Waco, Texas, and Timothy McVeigh. That's what Timothy McVeigh pointed to when he bombed Oklahoma City. He talked about Ruby Ridge. So what we see right now going on in society is there are a lot of cracks in the society. You got the white folks on one level shooting up schools. You got the meth epidemic. You got what's going on in DC. You're starting to really see, look what's going on in here in California. That old bag Dianne Feinstein, that bitch should have retired 15, 20 years ago. 89 years old, trying to keep on her job. And now she's getting sick. She hasn't recovered from the shingles. She got the shingles back in February, still hasn't recovered. And white folks are starting to go at each other over her congressional, over her Senate seat, and if she should be suspended or not, or what we're seeing right now. And I read this in my cards. For those of you who remember my card reading session for the country and for the year, I said in my cards, this is the year, Seven of Hearts year. It's all about crossing boundaries. It's all about, this is the year of, the Seven of Hearts year is the year of exposure. Frauds are being exposed. Fraudulent people are being exposed. Fraudulent agendas are being exposed. It's a lot of exposure season right now. It's also find your tribe season. Your tribe isn't the family you was born with. Your tribe is the family you choose. So during this season that we're in right now, a lot of you guys, it's people that you've been knowing your whole life that either you just stopped fucking with completely because y'all either had an incident or something. Most of the time, an incident just didn't happen. You just cool on people that you've been knowing for a long time. Hey, person number one, if you've been feeling that the last couple of years, you just, really this year, people that are really on just it's like you find the people that you've been cool with for a long time, y'all just on a different wavelength. Y'all just on a different vibration. Person number one, if you've been feeling that a lot more intense this year, because we're in a season right now of find your tribe. So, things are getting uncomfortable for people who are used to being in comfortable situations. This is find your tribe year. things are happening, and when you think you're losing a friend, you're really not losing a friend. You're shedding an aspect of yourself that you've outgrown. Think of it that way as you go through life, and especially the years like this, and you stop being cool with people you've been cool with for a long time. I know that Jack, that can hurt your heart. That can break your heart to have somebody that you was cool with for a long time, and now you two can walk past one another as if you've never had any kind of a bond. Understand when that happens, that's just your life's way of, shedding the unnecessary. What up, dog? Yes, sir. That's just that's just like a godly way of you getting rid of a person who no longer serves you. And in life, like when I read cards, I think of friendships and bonds, like train tracks, like freeways. Me and you may be going in the same direction. Just because you and I are headed in the same direction, don't mean we going to the same destiny. I might be leaving California on the 10 freeway west. I mean, the 10 freeway east. Some people's stop is going to be in Phoenix. Some people's stop is going to be in El Paso. Hopefully not yours. Some people are going to get to Dallas. I mean, get to Houston, then take Highway 35 north to Dallas. We all started out on the same freeway, headed in the same direction, leaving the same point. But some people are gonna have to hop up, take the 15 and get over to the 40 so they can get to Oklahoma City. Some people are gonna have to, take Highway 5, the 5 freeway north to go to Seattle. So in life, we got people that we start off with. And this goes true even in the black first struggle. It's a lot of us black folks that we have a common bond around freedom for our people. But some people's road to freedom is going to send them north. Some people's road to freedom is going to send them west. Some people's road to freedom is going to send them south. And it's going to be a lot of people who don't want to be free. Leave them niggas where they be. And that's just how life works. So just know that this is a year that there have been people that you've been on the same freeway, the same path with for a long time. But in this year, 2023, y'all reached your fork in the road. And your destiny is sending you towards Atlanta. That person's destiny is sending them towards Chicago. Where we go wrong as people is when we get heartbroken over somebody else whose destiny isn't in alignment with your destiny ultimately. So how these relationships work out is at some point you got a sense in your spirit. And I'm gonna get back to the point on white folks fighting each other, but this is family talk for us right now. But this applies to anybody who's listening. I don't care what race you are. This applies to anybody listening. You start off in paths with people, and then you go to different points. What happens is we get caught up in how that relationship was broken. Most of the time, when you have a violent end to a friendship, violent end meaning one person did something extremely shady to the other person, and it ended in a way where it's irrevocable. You can't deny what happened. Usually, when that happens, there was an event or a series of events that made you question your bond with that person or question what was going on. They did something that looked a little bit shady, but you didn't quite put two and two together. And you thought, well, that person would do that to me. That person would do this, do that. That person would do that. And you sort of find a way to explain away their behavior. And you explain away, not all the time verbally, sometimes mentally in your own mind, things that you see from the other person that are making you sort of cringe. But because you like that person, you cool with that person, y'all have had whatever shared experience, you wipe it off and you ignore it and you let it go. And it's usually because you have a shared experience. And oftentimes that shared experience is centered around some sort of trauma. You and that person became cool because y'all were the two that didn't make the basketball team, or y'all became cool because you were the two that all the other kids talked about because y'all dressed better than everyone else. And it may sound cool, that's still a point of trauma because those other kids talking about you caused you to change your behavior to the point to where it alters the course of your life. So a lot of bonds are built around trauma and drama. So you get that thing going on and you have that bond, but now you've gotten to that fork in the road and you on Highway 95 headed north. Well, that person's cards, that person's life path had them getting off somewhere around Virginia and heading west into the Midwest, going towards Ohio. Your ultimate pathway is New York. What happens if that person doesn't do whatever traumatic event that caused you to break up your friendship and you being a good friend, you end up in Ohio? What's going to happen then? You didn't want to go to Ohio. You wanted to go to New York. Your heart was set on New York, but you in Ohio. You can fake it for a while, but at some point your heart's going to lead you towards New York. So you're going to have to break that bond anyway. So oftentimes when we have these violent breaks in friendships, the violent break happened. That person did whatever they did because without that clear line of trust being broken, you in trying to be a good friend would have stayed around somebody who was headed towards a different destiny than was planned for you and what you planned for yourself. So violent, abrupt, sudden endings to relationships. Excuse me, hit this window a bit too hard. Violent, sudden, abrupt endings to bonds and relationships ultimately can be a good thing. And what happens is we get stuck on how it happened instead of asking ourselves why it happened and getting back focused on our goals. I'm saying that to say this. We in Find Your Tribe season. Going back to the topic of the show, we're talking about, are they fighting each other? And the question is yes. The answer is yes. The thing is, they've always fought each other. You can't find a period of peace within European society. Whether you talk about the 200 Years' Wars, the Crusades, the the Hellenistic period, the tribes, the wandering tribes of the Vandals, the Visigoths, the Franks, the Huns, the Vikings. They've never not fought each other. But here's what's different right now. Now we in the season of Now we're in the season of get your shit together because shit's changing. It's an opportunity. Their hatred of us is getting to the point to where that's secondary to a lot of the internal hate they have for themselves and one another. Life starts and ends with self. You can only distract yourself but for so long before you got to come back to self. And we're in a time right now to where everybody got to look in the mirror and deal with self. And what that's doing is it's creating a schism. It's creating an opportunity because this seven hearts here, this year of seven, this is all about looking in the motherfucking mirror and crossing the boundary and calling, bringing seven hearts brings the reason why the seven of hearts crosses boundaries because boundaries protect bullshit. And when boundaries get crossed, if there's bullshit within those boundaries, it is going to get exposed. This is the year of exposure. Look at what's happening, black people. Think about that crooked Afro nigga congressman out in Tennessee. Y'all see how black folks ain't really buying this dude's act. Like on one hand, we support him because we always going to support black people when white folks is doing them wrong. But on the other hand, we like, yo, bruh, chill, nigga, chill. I appreciate the cash app. My bad if my screen went closed. I'm gonna go check. Appreciate the cash app. That'll sign DwannBrown if y'all want a cash app. That's right, Guan, sleeping giants are waking up. We starting to see what it is. We would have really rallied behind crooked fro Negroes and ponytail nigga. And we did rally behind them. But then when we saw a nigga in the ponytail singing We Shall Overcome, and then we saw this dude sounded like Martin Luther Queer, MLQ. It is a good day. It is glory. It is glory. And that's why I have gotten that. What nigga? What? Bruh, we support you because these white folks is on your neck. We cool, but all this extra shit, bruh, chill. Chill, nigga, chill. Chill, bruh, chill. Niggas is like, yo, post. That's some shit we say in LA back in the day. Back in the 90s in LA, when somebody was doing too much, we said, hey, yo, bruh, post. Just post. Post meant just post up. Stand up like a post. Stand up on a. That was like a late 90s, and it didn't stick around for a long time. It's not a term that really got into the music. We didn't really, you didn't hear a number of West Coast hip hop take that song, that term and put it into a song. But 97, 98, 99, that was a term, that was an LA term when somebody was doing too much. Because one thing about LA niggas don't like when people do too much. Like when you do too much out here, it's like, bruh, chill. Like, hey, we just be like, post, 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 post. And that's right, Jordan, Bayard Rustin 2.0. What's up, Foodapia? What's up, G Nation? Smoke spitter up in this bitch. Get the fuck away. Got a little possum. Hey, hold on. Look, see a little possum running? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Look, see it? You see it? You see it? Damn. Little possum came walking up, then he saw me and ran. Oh, yeah, Snoop did make a song about that. Was that on, not Red, that was on, was that on the album with Long Beach to Brick City? Not the album before Rhythm and Gangster, the white black album. I'm drawing a blank to it. But it was an album with Get On Up to Get Down and Really Go Round. That album. Pay the Cost, Be the Boss. Yep, that album. Because that album dropped around the time we were saying that song. Nigga, post. I'm going to bring that shit back. Post, nigga. Post. And so, Black American society over the last week, we even telling ponytail nigga and crooked fro, post, post. We're getting a lot quicker. We're getting quicker. We're getting quicker. Pay attention. Watch, when y'all watch, if you decide to watch the news, if you decide to read what's going on, read this shit with your spirit eye, with your third eye. Open your heart and let your spirit tell you what it is. Like, we're at a time right now in life to where spiritually things are becoming easier to access. Y'all know me, I'm a card reader. I'm about to do my class teaching y'all how to read cards, but if I'm gonna tell you anything about my card reading that makes me special, it make you can get a reading from anybody you want. But when I pull your cards up, I'm tapping into your spirit. I'm just tapping into you, spirit, in that energy that I'm tapping into. Yeah, I tap into spirit when I talk to y'all. I don't write down what I'm gonna say. I don't think about what the fuck I'm gonna talk about before I talk to you niggas. I just have some shit that's on my mind, and I let the spirit flow. You did, and we all had that ability. You just gotta open yourself up to it. You gotta kick that fear out. We've been taught when we read the news, the first thing that happens is we get scared. And the moment you read the news or listen to the news and you get scared, your spirit's done. You can't tap into it. You can't tap into spirit out of fear. You can't tap into your that intuition that you have. All of us have it. And if I'm sounding too spiritual for you, then this ain't the room. But all of us have some kind of spirit, whether you a Muslim, a Christian, whatever it is you practice, you all have it. But that spirit thing that's inside of you that tells you right from wrong, your spirit tell you when you listening to some bullshit. Your spirit tell you, your spirit tell you, oh nah, that's some bullshit right there. And we all get it. We just choose to ignore it, or we've been trained to ignore it. But we have it. What's linked to my books and webinars? My web guy is texting me right now, fixing up my website. Shit. If I text him, I'm gonna go dark with y'all. I wish I could text in the comments right here and just copy and paste. Damn it. I'm gonna have to get back to my web guy. I'm gonna finish talking to y'all first. We got a few more minutes on here before I head out and hit the town tonight for some LA night fun. But we all have it. We all have that spirit. We just gotta trust it, and we gotta read and listen to the news with that spirit. Because the moment you get scared, you can't. Fear and God can't operate in the same space. I got that from Dick Gregory. That's a quote that I took from the master teacher Dick Gregory. Fear and God cannot operate in the same space. But Dick Gregory, like, you got God inside you. You can't have no fear with God. What kind of fool are you? Huh? Fear and God can't operate in the same space. Huh? Oh, I miss Dick Gregory so much. I miss Dick Gregory. He felt like a Dick Gregory. Just even though I did meet him one time about a year before he died, but Dick Gregory, man, that's a god right there. I have a picture with Dick Gregory, but this is like way back before I started losing weight. I was so sloppy and out of shape in that picture. I have never posted that picture of me and Dick Gregory. And that's crazy because I'm not a self conscious person at all. I'm not self conscious at all. I don't give a fuck what nobody think about me. I don't give a fuck what nobody say about me. But the day I met Dick Gregory, that's when I was like, I'm still out of shape. I'm getting in better shape. You know, I'm down like 60 pounds since that picture I took with Dick Gregory. That picture, I was looking horrible in that picture. I have not posted it. I have not posted that picture with me and Dick Gregory, and I probably will never post it. But I still got it. But the quantity don't be this like. But oh yeah, I saw the check, nigga. But fear God, they can't operate in the same space. So the whole purpose of the news is to put you in fear. Whether they're talking about this person selling government secrets or the Cash App CEO and all this white violence we see out there, if it bleeds, it leads. And all of that stuff is to keep us as human beings stuck on the fear vibration. You know what I mean? That program needs us stuck in fear. Needs us stuck in fear. The program needs that. So the answer is to not allow fear to exist. You understand? Running is an abomination. Only time you're supposed to run is if you're in danger. Dick Gregory, boy, I miss Dick Gregory. Rest in peace to the God, Dick Gregory. We as Black Americans, we've had so many great master teachers, man. See, did you say you finished a 40-day liquid fast for spiritual reasons, then ate too much today? Salute to your fast. I did a 21-day raw vegan fast about 2 years ago. And those of you who are old school to Craig Facts, those of you who was watching Craig Facts back in 2020, y'all remember I did 21 days raw vegan. Oh my God, I ain't never done that shit again. Fuck raw vegan. I ain't doing that shit again. First thing I did after my 21-day raw vegan cleanse zone, I went to Ramona's. Nigga. Let me get a special burrito, nigga, 2 tacos. Then you get a beef and chili burrito, nigga. If you from LA, you know about Ramona's. If you ain't from LA, you missing it. Nah, a spokesman. This is after Zoom. This was like when we were in Brown Studio. This was the original cast of Craig Fact. This was when Charlie and Brandon was still on the show. The summer 2020. This is that first year we were in Brown Studio. That was the year I went on a 21-day raw vegan cleanse. Nah, I didn't get sick. I didn't get sick, but man, shit. That first day, I'm gonna tell you what I had. I did 21 days raw vegan. That first day, I had some Ramona's extra cheese, nigga. The next day, I had pizza and wings. The day after that, I had a big ass steak, nigga. The day after that, nigga, I had like fried chicken and fried fish. Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about tonight. You know what I mean? Are white folks, are they going? Yeah, they see. Y'all know me. I have my titles up, but my point of view is different. I'm not coming down. I'm not coming down Main Street with my point of view. Yes, the short answer is yes. They really are fighting each other a lot. But the same with us. We're fighting each other. Look at us. You have just look at before while I got the light shining on white folks. Let's shine a light on us as black people and our behavior. We are in a fight for reparations. On one hand, you got a lot of niggas saying we don't need reparations. And then on the other hand, you got niggas saying we need reparations, but it don't need to be cash. It need to be programs. And then you got people say we need reparations. It needs to be cash. But on Twitter, you got the people that are saying I'm FBA and I don't like ADOS. And really, it's the ADOS. We all know that the strong jaw chick over at ADOS started most of all this beef and shit because everywhere she went, she started beef. She was on Boyce's channel and went in on Louis Farrakhan. It's like everywhere that kid and play looking broad from ADOS go is conflict and controversy. But I still stand with her because she believes in reparations. But just within the reparations fight, you got this group versus that group. On Twitter, you got the Secure the Tribe folks versus the B1 folks. Then you got the Moors versus the Hebrew Israelites, and the Hebrew Israelites versus the Christians, and the Christians versus the Holy Witnesses, and the niggas who are like us, who left church and don't fuck with church no more, saying fuck all y'all. We fighting too. We fighting too. Hey Larry, you hear Smoke Splitter? What that nigga Smoke Splitter say? Nah, Smoke Splitter good. Oh shit, you must have Larry, your dumbass. Okay, you back? Hey, excuse Larry's fingers, Smoke Splitter. That's a nervous finger ass nigga. If y'all ever meet Larry Goodwill, do not ask that nigga to take pictures for you. Do not ever ask Larry Goodwill to take pictures for you. I've had some great moments of comedy that Larry was supposed to take the picture for, that this old nervous finger ass nigga fucked the picture up. Yeah, you was timed out by accident, Smoke Splitter. That was by accident, but I think it was actually kind of funny. You kind of deserved it, nigga. It was by accident, but I'm actually kind of glad it happened to you. It's pretty funny that it happened. But Larry's a nerd. I remember I had a show at Pachanga. I was new in stand up comedy. My first big show at the Casino Pachanga. I said, Larry, get a picture of me on stage. That nigga Larry got a picture of me on stage, all right, but it looked like Michael J. Fox took it. Like, goddamn, Larry. Nigga, I was looking like the ghost of Christmas past in that picture. Blurry than a motherfucker. What did Strappy say? Andrew Cuomo said he got arthritis fingers. She said, your mama? Yeah, that. So you see, we got a lot of internal fights too. And that's a good thing because we're in a time to where if people need to call to carpet what it is. And things need to be called to the floor. You know what I mean? We're at a time to where things got to be called out for what it is. You know what I mean? Gambino said Larry got Parkinson's. Oh yeah, she said, oh yeah, she did say she our mama. How are you our mama and how are you our mama and you don't even like dick? I ain't got two mamas. Your girlfriend is a white bitch. Yvette Carnell and Tone Talks, they blocked me about 4 years ago when they were trying to take credit for the reparations movement. And I told Yvette Carnell, I said, you stand on the shoulders of giants. And this go back to when I had like 700 Twitter followers. She was like, what do you mean? I said, Yvette Carnell, the only reason why my ears are ripe for your message is because I heard Dr. Claude Anderson say that over the years. And it didn't quite seep in. I understood, but I was like, now remember, because Dr. Claude Anderson, after hitting colors, started to make a resurgence. I first heard Dr. Claude Anderson in my church, Zoe Christian Fellowship, in like 1995. I remember my mom took us back to midweek Bible study to see Dr. Claude Anderson around the time he wrote Black Labor, White Wealth. And then we saw him at Crenshaw Christian Center. Y'all ever see those videos of Dr. Claude Anderson at Crenshaw Christian Center talking about Black Labor, White Wealth, and Powernomics? And he's talking about the whole. That was at Crenshaw Christian Center here in LA. And um, I remember one of those nights, my mom took me when I was a teenager. So I did, as you get into your teens and your 20s, you forget. Like, I was some church shit. So as I got into my 20s, I forgot all about who Dr. Claude Anderson. I forgot all about him. Like, I remember him coming to my church when I was a kid and all that shit. But I wasn't thinking about no Claude Anderson or no Black Labor, White Wealth, or Powernomics when I was in my 20s and I'm touching money for the first time in my life. I'm like, shit, I'm over here listening to the women in the caviar. They know who we are because we pimping all over the world. So where did I have to go when that dropped? Nigga, let's go to New Orleans. Let's go to New Orleans so I can walk down to get some hand grenades, like Ludacris said. I was caught up in that era. You know what I mean? The fuck it, blow it, the fuck boy era of hip hop. Mistreat women, spend your money, and being a man is being a good consumer. That fuck boy era of hip hop. The 2000s. That's what I was on. I wasn't thinking about no damn Claude Anderson. Nigga, I was thinking spend my money on bullshit. Let me get my tax return and get some rims, nigga. First thing I did when I got my tax return in 2002 was I put some 22s on my F-150 Lariat Super Crew photo. Let me get some 22s on this bitch instead of putting some money in stocks. Imagine if I had put money on Google. But that's where I was at that time in my life. You dig what I'm saying? 2000. It was when Hidden Colors dropped, is when I remembered who Claude Anderson was. And I went back and bought Black Labor, White Wealth, Powernomics, and I got back into it. And then here comes this chick that looked like Christopher Kidd Reed saying, we need reparations, hashtag ADOS. And then at the same time, Tariq was talking about reparations. That kind of became a thing because amongst Black society, because we saw, we in 2008, we thought as a society, Obama was in some form of a form of reparations. And I don't want niggas to have revisionist history now. In 2008, the overwhelming majority, the the critical mass of Black society saw President Obama as some form of reparations. And then when Trayvon Martin and Eric Garner got killed 2012, 2013, we saw that, having a black president wasn't all it was cracked up to be. So that that reparations talk started to come up. Especially by 2016, we saw Obama just wasn't anything we thought a black president would be. So Yvette Carnell capitalized on the shift in consciousness within black society. And then she turned around and thought it was her. And still thinks it's her. But I said that to say there's definitely a rift within our society like there's a rift in theirs. Instead of focusing on the rift and focusing on what's going wrong, this is the time to find your tribe. Find the people that you do have a common bond with. And also know this, the people that you have a common bond with, it's no telling when the fork in the road for you guys' relationship is going to come. Because although we may have a common bond for reparations and for black solidarity and black unity, my way of going about it at some point is going to reach in a fork in the road with your way of going about it. And when we reach that fork in the road in our relationships with people, we have to ask ourselves one question. That question is, can you have respect for somebody else when y'all reach that point to where your paths go along in a separate way? Can you maintain some level of honor and respect for that person's decision to follow their heart and go their way, even if you see the way that they're going is going to lead them down a dead end? You have to have enough respect for the person to allow them to reach that dead end on their own. But to tell you the truth, you don't know where that person's road is going to lead them. You know how I know you don't know where that person's road is going to lead them? Because you don't know where the fuck your road going to lead you. I'm not saying your road ain't going to lead you down a positive place, but we don't know what the end road is. We just know where we are right now. So the moral of today's talk, and I know I ain't really been interacting with y'all a lot because I've been, for the most part, streaming consciousness, but the moral of the story is, yes, these motherfuckers is fighting. We fighting. You see, this is a bait for the people that be like, you niggas out there be like, we are our own worst enemy. The moral of the story for you, we are our own worst enemy kind of niggas is, look around you. We in America, Jack. Everybody be killing each other. And if you want to stop the whole killing and violence, that means we have to solve societal issues like poverty on one level for us. On the level when it comes to them is insecurity. That murder was out of insecurity. If you have an argument with someone and you end up stabbing them because you had an altercation, there's something that they said that tapped on an insecurity within you that made you have that level of violent reaction. We got to solve internal insecurity. We got to raise societies of people who are proud of themselves based on truth, not some lie. And the white supremacy is a lie. And these white supremacists, they base their identity on these white supremacist ideologies, not understanding that white supremacist ideology is all based on lies. And if you're going to base your whole existence on lies, then you have to suffer whatever consequences that comes with that. Is that fair? Hey, yeah, you're right. Obama hooped with shirt and sweats on. Any nigga that hoop with sweats, you should have known better than to not trust any nigga that plays basketball with sweats. Nigga said Branson was pounding Obama in the paint. Hey, that picture of Richard Branson and Obama, ooh, that shit's cringe. That picture is cringe. But tomorrow, we gonna do a. I told you I was gonna do incense and ashtrays today, but we gonna do that shit tomorrow. We're gonna do some incense and ashtrays tomorrow. We're gonna dedicate it tomorrow's show, incense and ashtrays, to Herbie Hancock. I'll probably come on YouTube first and talk to y'all for a little bit, and then we'll flip over to Mixcloud sometime tomorrow. And we're gonna dedicate tomorrow to Herbie Hancock. Mm. But yeah, get your tickets for the Comedy Chateau. And also, I got somebody who's gonna be giving. I got somebody. We're gonna give away some tickets to the show at the Comedy Chateau. Ticket giveaway is coming soon. Yeah. Thank you, Quan, for the link. Get your tickets to the show. Yeah. Oh, shit, I'm over here yawning and shit. I gotta go out tonight. I'm over here yawning like an old ass man. Probably 'cause I'm drinking this wine. Manosphere. I've always liked laughing at the term manosphere. What's up, 100% Robin Podcast? Will Castro, Big in the Noise, Mask On. But yeah, I've said what I wanted to say for the night. I gotta head towards Hollywood now, you dig? What's up, Web Game? There it is. Web Game Pop Up. He's up in there. We're gonna have a giveaway. But y'all gonna have to subscribe to Web Game Pop Up. He's right there in the chat. What I want you to do is send me a screenshot that you subscribe to his channel. And if you want 2 free tickets to my show April 29th here in LA at the Comedy Chateau. If you're in LA and you're going to the show April 29th, inbox me, email me, info@DwannB.com, a screenshot of y'all subscribing to his channel. And we're gonna give you some free tickets. All right? Yeah. Quan May is gonna be May 26th. I got the venue locked down. It's gonna be at the Urban Arts Center in Dallas in Oak Cliff. And May 26th, it's gonna be a comedy show and mixer. The tickets are gonna be on sale next week. We got the venue locked down. I'm just right now. I'm just getting a flyer put together. But for those of you in Dallas, um, the Dallas show is gonna be me, Larry Goodwell, Kamira White, and Slink Johnson. I know y'all love Kamira. She smashed that the Hit History show. And Slink Johnson, Black Jesus. Y'all know y'all fuck with Black Jesus. Tickets are going on sale next week. It's a comedy show and a mixer. They're not on sale yet. They're going to be on sale next week. It's a comedy show mixer. And like immediate ticket sales are going to be like 45, but it's going to be $50 general admission, $100 VIP meet and greet. The meet and greet comes with you're going to get some merch and you're going to get a special VIP balcony seating with a VIP room, with a VIP bar, and pictures and shit. He's gonna be traveling for your birthday, Quan. Yeah, nah, you better be there. We're gonna be in your city. This nigga Will Castro said I had a supervisor that looked exactly like Herbie Hancock. Yeah. That sound like something y'all want to do? That sound fair, right? 50's definitely, and the event's going to be from 7 to 12. Like, it's going to be a mixer and a comedy show. It's going to be, so we're going to have some time. So it's going to be a lot of you niggas that only know each other from the YouTube chat room and all that shit. So it's going to be time for everybody to mix and mingle. Like, I could have done 2 shows, but I was like, nah, I'd rather do 1 show and give people space and time to mix and mingle. Yeah, go ahead, web game. But yeah, and I'm gonna be on web games IG tomorrow at what 9 o'clock LA time web game. Post your IG. We gonna talk. We gonna chop it up a little bit tomorrow on IG. Post your IG, bro. But yeah, web game is sponsoring some tickets to my show. So if you're in LA, you want to come to my LA show, inbox me a screenshot of you subscribing to the channel, and you're gonna take care of 2 tickets for you. You dig? But that's what we doing here. That's what we doing. You know, this is the time again to conclude what we saying tonight. We see what's going on. You know, let's sit back and niggas stand down. When white folks is fighting each other, that's the thing I want to say. I don't think I have to say it as much as I used to have to say it, but I still gonna say it. When we see them fighting each other, sit your ass down again. Post, nigga, the post. When they going at each other and having all this white on white violence and white on white crime, let them have it, nigga. Don't be jump with niggas. Y'all got niggas that want to jump in the middle of white problems. Post, nigga. If they want to do all this shit to each other, post. Post, nigga. Post. Post, nigga. Post. Let them have it. Hey, Shamari, I didn't see that part. Larry told me that. Larry called me and said, Tariq said Mark Lamar Hill went to Dick Nick. I didn't see that part yet. When he first went live, I was in there for like 10 minutes, and then me and my wife went to lunch. You know how that goes. Y'all know how me and my wife get down. When the wife was like, "Yo, we're gonna eat," like, all right, cool. So I missed that part. I gotta go back and listen to the show. But Larry told me he said Mark Lamar here went to Dick Nick. Oh my god, that's funny. Yes, sir, web game. That nigga said Dick Nick. I gotta go back and listen. I gotta go back. I think when I go in, I think I'm gonna listen. That's what I'm gonna do when I get off here. I'm gonna go back and listen to the Rick show. Like, I saw like the first like 10 minutes. I'm gonna go back and listen to the rest until I'm done talking to you niggas. That shit's funny. But yeah, this is the time for coming together, man. Coming together with your tribe, with yourself, knowing who you are. Again, if you got any issues finding out who you are and you want to know, like you just don't know which direction you need to go in, your next move, hit me up for a card reading. I told y'all April 1st, but I still haven't raised my prices because my website ain't all the way done yet. Well, when my website's all the way done, I'm raising my prices. But people who get readings from me now, when you come back for your future readings, um, we'll work something out. If the new prices are too much, I'm gonna work with the people who done already booked with me. If the new price is a little bit too much, but We'll talk about that. That might be for the people who join the Discord. Whenever I get the Discord up and running, I have some like reading discounts. Mm. Heck yeah. But yeah, for sure, for sure. Yep. If you see an enemy destroying himself, let him in post. But I got some streets to hit tonight, y'all. I want y'all when I leave here, just know that find yourself. Hit me up for a reading if you need help. And remember this: there are no perfect messengers, only perfect messages for those willing to pick up the game. Y'all be good. And I'm gonna holler at y'all tomorrow. We're gonna talk some more stuff tomorrow on YouTube, and then we're gonna flick over to Instance and Ashtrays on Mixcloud, and we're gonna dedicate our show to Herbie Hancock tomorrow. Happy 83rd birthday, Herbie Hancock. Nine of Diamonds. Matter of fact, on tomorrow's show, I'm gonna do some card reading. I'm gonna do some before I go to Mixcloud tomorrow. I'm gonna do some card readings on the show. So get your card readings if y'all want it. If y'all want me to read your cards tomorrow, I'm gonna do it tomorrow on the show before we go over to Mixcloud. All right? Read some of you niggas cards. All right, I'm out. Y'all out.